The other day here, we were talking about marahil al-khalq al-insan. We were talking about the stages that Allah passes us in the wombs of our mothers before we came here in this dunya. Nutfa, alaqa, mudgha, idhaman, كسونا العظام لحما ثم شاناه خلقا آخر فتبارك الله أحسن الخالقين. That we pass through a drop, alaqa, and all these stages. We don't see these stages because they are deep in the belly of our mothers. You can't see when your child is alaqa. You can't see your child when he's mudgha. But these are stages that pass inside. And Allah, in many places in the Noble Quran, has narrated this. So naturally, now we come to the other end of life. Hadimul Ladhat, the thing that cuts all these simple, tiny pleasures of this dunya. And the marriage jababirat, and also destruction, eradication of arrogant tyrants. Because every day we hear Muslims being killed in Palestine, being killed Uyghurs in China, and here near our neighbor, Ethiopia, we've heard they've been destroying masjid, destroying mosques. Even in China, they're destroying mosques. They're killing Muslims, children, women, all of them. Whenever they get a chance, they just slaughter them as if they're nothing. So, and you know that the power of Allah, like we said, alaqa mudgha, these are the powers of Allah in creating a human being. They're all hidden. Every day Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates 70,000 malaika. And you know malaika is like you and me. When malaika stands here, the shoulder has reached the first heaven. Huge creatures, and they also got wings. Like Sayyidina Jibreel, say 600 wings. They can fly, and they're huge creatures. 70,000 every day. And they do the tawaf fi Bayt al-Ma'mur, which is directly in the same axis with Bayt al-Haram, with al-Kaaba. As we do tawaf here in dunya, they is 70,000. There are so many, and they're being created every day. Once they go 70,000, they never come back, because another route of malaika will be created. So they wouldn't have a chance to come back to do another tawaf, 70,000. Can you imagine the power of Allah? And you and me here, although you might not see, we have a minimum. In fact, there are more, but a minimum of 4 malaika. Fil yamin wa fil yasar. They are writing our deeds. What you say, what you talk, what you do, they are writing, busy writing. Can you see them? You can't. Another malaika in front, another malaika behind. يَحْفَظُونَهُ مِنْ أَمْرِ اللَّهِ. They're protecting you and me because of the command of Allah, by the command of Allah. Look at the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even in special angels to protect us, although we don't see them. And of course, there were so many at the doors. They were writing, Salim came first in this masjid. Umar came second in this masjid, that big register of Allah. And when the khatib goes up the mimbar, they close the registers and they are sitting with us, listening to this khutbah, and they will pray with us. They hear plenty, although you don't see them. But not in death. In death of Allah, the death in death, the power of Allah is very clear. Aina Fir'aun? Where is Fir'aun? Aina Abu Jahl? Where is Abu Jahl? Look at the way Allah Damarahu destroyed him. Did he use a rocket? Did he use a drone? Did Allah use a kumbula, a big bomb? Did he use a rasas? Did he put a bullet in between his eye of Abu Jahl? No. Did he use Abtalullah, Batalun, the heroes of Allah who were fighting in the battle, in the Jaysh of Sahaba? There was Sayyidina Hamza ibn Abdul Muttalib, strong man, hunter. Sayyidina Ali, when he does this, the head goes that side, the body goes on the left, on the other side. Separates. Not one stroke of Sayyidina Ali, he would have separated the head of Abu Jahl so that it falls on that side and the body of Abu Jahl falls on the other side. But he didn't use Sayyidina Ali. He didn't use Hamza, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He used young boys. Mu'adh wa Mu'awwidh min al-Ansar. Young boys. Gulamaini, they don't even reach 16 years. And in the battle, one was on the right side, and on the other side of Abdurrahman ibn Auf, radiallahu anhu. And this one on the right, he was pulling like this on Abdurrahman. And the other one was pulling on this side. So this one, Mu'adh, was asking, oh uncle, show us Abu Jahl. And the other side, Mu'awwidh, a young boy from the Ansar of Medina, asked, he says the same thing. Show me who's this Abu Jahl? Where is he? And Abdurrahman ibn Auf narrates this hadith. And this is sahih. A sound hadith. He said, I was not comfortable because this is a great battle. It was a very difficult battle. They were kuffar, were 1,000, we are only 300 or something. I didn't want a boy to be on my right side. I wanted a strong Sahaba to be on my right side and the other side, because they act as a protector of your sides. You don't want a small boy here and small boy there, so that if somebody comes on this side, he will get me. No, I wanted it. But then soon after, he saw, ذَاكَ الرَّجُلُ, ذَاكَ صَاحِبُكُمْ, that guy is what you're looking for. So Mu'adh, the young boy, went right towards Abu Jahl. And Abu Jahl was standing on a horse. He was very bad. This young boy is short, he's on the ground. And Abu Jahl is tall and he's up on a horse. How can he reach him there? He couldn't. So he cuts his left leg. And it turned into two pieces. One piece flies off very far away, and Abu Jahl falls down. And he immediately shoves his sword into his neck. And the other one went straight into the tummy. And they ran away to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And one was there saying, Ya Rasulullah, I've killed Abu Jahl. And the other Muawwidh says, I am the one who killed him. And the Rasul looked at their swords and said, both of you have killed Abu Jahl. After the ma'raka, after the war was over, Al-Rasul told the Sahaba, Ibhathu an Abu Jahl, an Abi Jahl. go and search this Abu Jahl. What is his end? And a Sahaba Jalil, Sahaba Jalil, Abdullah ibn Masud. Again, this Sahaba was not like the giants. He was not tall. He was not muscular, heavy. He was thin, nahif, saghir, short. And he reaches Abu Jahl, وهو في رمق الأخير. He reaches Abu Jahl, and Abu Jahl was breathing his last. Abu Jahl asked Abdullah ibn Masud, لمن غلب اليوم? Who has won? Who has succeeded today? Abdullah ibn Masud replies, Lillahi wa rasuluhu. It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and his messenger who have won the battle today. And then Abdullah ibn Masud puts his left leg on the chest of Abu Jahl. Abu Jahl says, لقد ارتقى, you have climbed مكانا صعبا يا روي الغنم. You know, Abdullah ibn Masud he was not rich, he was poor. And his job, he didn't do a lot of tijara to Sham and other places. His job was to look after goats and sheep in Mecca for a few dirhams, so that he can be paid some dirhams. So he calls you miserable, you tiny herder of goats and sheep. You have climbed a very high place. When you put your foot on my chest, this is the chest of what? He was trying to say a chest of a great king, of a most important person. Abdullah ibn Masud had no time to reply him. So he took his sword and started finishing his neck. He wanted to separate the head and the body of Abu Jahl, but his sword was blunt because he was fighting. So it would not cut. So he took the sword of Abu Jahl himself. He took it out and separated the head and the body of Abu Jahl. Now here comes the most humiliating thing. Now the head of Abu Jahl was big, was very big and thick. He tried to carry it, he couldn't carry it. So he caught the hair and started dragging it on the ground. And Abu Jahl's tongue was licking on the dirty soil on the ground until he reached Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he told us, so this is the head of Abu Jahl. Allahu Akbar, and Rasul did the takbir. Again, after the war was over, and Rasul, he orders the Sahaba to take all these dead people, including Abu Jahl, and throw them into Bil Khalib, a dry well, a well there's no water now anymore. It hasn't been used. Throw them inside. And the mouth of the well was white. So it was very easy. Throw them, and that's where they end. They didn't get any distant burial. They didn't get any honorable burial. They were just thrown like rotten dogs into the well. Now we come, you see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if he wants to destroy, he could have used the battle, the heroes, Sayyidina Ali. He could use Hamza to slaughter Abu Jahl, but no, little boys, 2 little boys. You may think these people cannot kill anybody, but they are the ones who Allah chose them. Istisal Abu Jahl. Damar Abu Jahl, destruction of Abu Jahl. Then we come to the other man called Ataturk. He was ruling Turkey at one time. And this guy, he said, نحن دولة لا نحكم بالتين والزيتون. Astaghfirullah. I said, this is the dawla of Turkey. It's a great nation. It will be ruled by the noble Quran. That's what he referred the Quran with tini wa zaytun. Look at the way he was insulting the words of Allah in the noble Quran. We will not be ruled. We will not use tini wa zaytun here in this country. This is primitive. What is there in the Quran is tini wa zaytun. We don't want to be ruled by it. What kind of law is that? It's searching for tin and zaytun. And you know, tin is figs, or zaytun is olives. He used to hate Muslims, and he used to hate Islam. Look at the time where Allah removed him. He gave him an addiction. He couldn't stay for 1 second without whiskey and wine. All the time was drinking. Until finally the liver was burnt out, finished. The nerves were burnt out, finished. And you know, when the nerves get finished, you start feeling pain. Even when there is no fire, you feel there's fire burning in your feet because the nerves are gone. Not only that, he was given a humiliating disease, syphilis. You know, at that time, there was no AIDS. It was syphilis. And during his time, there was no cure. Penicillin had not been discovered to cure syphilis. These days, it is AIDS, but that time it was syphilis. And there was no cure for him. And syphilis also burns the nerves in the leg. So during his time of death, the legs were burning. There's no fire. The legs are burning because the nerves have been burnt by alcohol and syphilis. So he used to shout, shouting. And then another mu'jiz of Allah brought to him. As if that was not enough, he brought Namlul Ahmar, red ants. Allahu Akbar. These red ants are not found in Turkey. They are found in China. And also, he died in winter. The snow was about to fall in winter. And in winter, even here in Nairobi, when it is cold, you don't say ants. But Allah brought ants. And they were stinging him. And they were biting him. And he ended up a miserable death. He used to hate Islam and Muslims. He used to say that we want this adhan to be in Turkish language. We don't want it in Arabic. And he said there's no permission from for someone to marry more than one wife. This thing was a thing, remove it. This law of Allah. Only you can marry one person. That was Ataturk. And then we come to Sharon. You know, even now they're killing Palestinians. And Sharon killed so many Palestinians, he didn't even consider that they were human beings. Children, women, adults, slaughter them, kill them. And just like Ataturk was killed by drinking, he was killed by eating. Can you imagine? Food, the food that you take, the rice, the chapati, that Allah changed into poison into him. Just like this guy died of drinking alcohol. So he used to eat and eat and eat and eat. Pasta, rice, you name it. And then he became so heavy like a big pig. That is Sharon. So the blood pressure was going up and up, up and above, and this reached the ceiling. The doctors told him, Sharon, stop eating. You are going to die. Your pressure is going up and up. Your blood sugar is going up and up. Allah did not use a drone. He didn't use a missile. He didn't use a bomb. Kumbula, he didn't use a bullet between his eyes. The food that you and he eat is the one that killed him. Pressure went up until a blood vessel in the brain, burst. And he fell down, unconscious, and the surgeons took him to theater to remove the clot. 7 hours of surgery, but to no avail, useless. He came out neither dead nor alive. For 9 years, he remained in that stage, not dead, not alive. He was being fed, he was being washed. Despite that, the body started stinking because half of the body is dead and the other half is not dead. It started stinking and it started becoming very ugly. So you know what they did? They made a wax model, a plastic model. So if you say, I want to see Sharon, they'll tell you, look at that, this is Sharon. They couldn't show you, they are ashamed of showing you. Not only that, they kept 2 power soldiers guarding his room, one here, one there. Now who would want to? They thought that somebody will come and take revenge. They thought that a Palestinian will come and take revenge on Sharon. Who will take a revenge on dying, dead, stinking, ugly, half dead of Sharon? For 9 years he remained that stage. So the Sakarat al-Maut was just going on and on and on. Then finally we come to this Lion of Judah. It's not very far from here, in the north of Kenya. This guy, Lion of Judah, emperor of this country, he announced, he says that he's going to starve the Muslims in his country until the Muslims become kuffar. They will leave their religion because of starvation. I will deny them because he's the emperor. People used to do ruku whenever he passed as if he's God. They used to do sujood. But look, Allah again didn't use an RPG. Rocket-propelled grenade. No, he didn't say, threw a big grenade on his face. No. He was put in a hut and there was only one soldier to guard him. I don't know why they kept a soldier, because he was old, frail. He couldn't run away, but still they kept one soldier. So this soldier, 2 plates are brought for him to eat. The soldier, he said, this food is not enough for me. So he the food of this Lion of Judah. He had both plates. Being an old man, more than 80, more than 90 years, he couldn't survive 2 days of starvation. The same starvation that he said he will starve the Muslims, he was starved. Of course, he died. Now here is the humiliation. You know this guy, when John F. Kennedy died, he was shot in America. He flew all the way from his country to go and bury J.F. Kennedy. And so many kings, he went to bury them. He didn't even get a decent, or we call a burial, or whether it's a decent or undecent. Because the soldier, he said, why should I tie my muscles? Digging for this miserable guy. He's dead, he died of starvation. The same starvation that he wanted to starve Muslims. He has died of it, it's finished. So there was a pit latrine. And you know, Abu Jahl was thrown in a well which was dry. No well has got a big mouth. So to throw him is very easy. Now imagine this great, so-called great or miserable Lion of Judah. You want to push him into a toilet, and the mouth of toilet is this size. And his head, like Abu Jahl, is big. So the soldier, he was stepping on his head so that he can pass through the toilet. And then he went up among the maggots and the flies there with excretion, with excreta of human beings. Lion of Judah, what kind of lion excreta. Rotting away. They say they want to search for his bones as a fresh so that they gave him a burial, because he never had a burial. But where will you get the bones? They're all stinking. They're all rotten among the human excreta. You see, Allah, all these jababirat, these tyrants are never skilled. Now in the second half of the khutbah, we'll talk now of the marahil, the stages of death that are in the Noble Quran. Because Allah says, وَجَاءَتْ سَكَرَةُ الْمَوْتِ بِالْحَقِّ ذَلِكَ مَا كُنْتَ مِنْهُ تَحِيدٌ. The stupor, the loss of consciousness, the coma, and the pain of death will come. In truth, and the person dying, you'll be sure that you used to run away from death because you went to South Africa, you went to India to get treatment. Running away from death, it has come now. So sakarat is a pain, because Rasul Sallallahu used to say, La ilaha illallah, inna lil mawti la sakarat. None is worthy of worship. Indeed, in death there is pain. And in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, out of his great favor, he tells us things. Well, first of all, he tells us the stages. You find this in any textbook of medicine. You find this in any library in the world. You won't find it in Google or anywhere else. You find it in the Noble Quran, the wonderful words of Allah in the Quran. Because Sakrat al-Maut, we can see some things that are visible and things that are not visible. The things that are visible is he becomes unconscious. You call him, Omar, oh, Mayit. He doesn't respond to you. The network is gone. Unconscious, in coma, and he's unable to talk. You call him, Ya Mayit, or Ya Omar, do you want anything? Do you want water? He's quiet, he can't talk. This is a visible thing, because when he's in coma, we can see him in coma. And the invisible, the thing that we don't see, is the ruh, is removed from the front brain. Because that is the first stage, because the brain, and the brain is the one that controls the speech and consciousness. So Allah removes it. Then it comes to another stage. Allah says, أَشِيحَةً عَلَيْكُمْ فَإِذَا جَاءَ الْخَوْفُ رَأَيْتَهُمْ يَنْظُرُونَ إِلَيْكَ تَدُورُ أَعْيُنُهُمْ كَالَّذِي يُغْشَى عَلَيْهِ مِنَ الْمَوْتِ. Allah here is talking about إِلَى آخِرِ الْآيَةِ, up to the end of this verse. And Allah here is talking about munafiqeen. He's telling us, Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, these munafiqeen, they won't help you, even they won't give you 1 dirham. They won't give you even 1 shilling. They are very stinging. But when fear comes to them, you see their eyes going round, like yuksha min al-maut, the one who's been covered by death. This is the second stage. The eyes go round and round. And this is because and you can see when the eyes are going round like a dribbling of the football. You can see the eyes going round. And this is because Allah removes the brain, the soul, at the back of the head. We don't see the soul. وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. We don't see the ruh when it's being removed at the back of the brain. Al-mukhikh, cerebellum. Because the back of the brain controls the eye movements. It controls the arm and the legs and their movement so that they're accurate. Allah removes them. Then in the third stage, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كَلَّا إِذَا بَلَغَتِ التَّرَاقِيَ وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقٍ وَظَنَّ أَنَّهُ الْفِرَاقُ وَالْتَفَتِ السَّاقُ بِالسَّاقِ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكَ يَوْمَ ذِي الْمَسَاقِ. This is the third stage. when the soul of a human being is being removed. Kalla, nay, it's not right what you are doing. إِذَا بَلَغَتِ التَّرَاقِيَ, and when the soul reaches the top of the chest. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala now starts removing it from the feet, and it's coming up. And it's coming up. It reaches the tummy, the chest, and then at the top of the chest. And then when it reaches here, when when the legs come together, you can see them with your own eyes if you look at the mayyit. Because the other day we were slaughtering a goat, it was doing the legs like this, and then eventually they came together. Because the soul is being removed from the legs now. And the people, you will see them, they are surrounding him. Who is the one to do ruqya on this guy? Because he's in dangerous position. Where is somebody to do ruqya on him? And Allah gives us a difference. Although the people are not sure that he's dying, but himself, he is sure this is the time of death. وَظَنَّ أَنَّهُ الْفِرَاقُ وَالْتَفَتِ السَّاقُ بِالسَّاقِ إِلَىٰ رَبِّكَ يَوْمَ الْمَسَاقِ. That day the soul is, and also when it reaches the collarbones, these collarbones, يَرْتَفِي وَيَنْزِلْ يَرْتَفِي وَيَنْزِلْ. The person is breathing with difficulty. And then in the final stage, فَلَوْلَا إِذَا بَلَغَتِ الْحُلْقُومِ وَأَنْتُمْ حِينَئِذٍ تَنْظُرُونَ وَنَحْنُ أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْكُمْ وَلَكِنْ لَا تُبْصِرُونَ. فَلَوْلَا إِذَا بَلَغَتِ الْحُلْقُومِ. When the soul reaches hulqum, what happens? There is hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَزَّ وَجَلَّ يَقْبَلُ تَوْبَ عَبْدٍ مَا لَمْ يُغَرْغِرْ. As long as you don't do the sound from the throat does not come out. In the last and final stage, Allah accepts, meaning Allah accepts tawbah before you die. So when it reaches there, the person is gargling sound, throttling sound from the throat, because there is vomitus, there is blood, there is mucus, but the mayyit cannot do so that to remove it he can't. So that there is a ghargara, throttling sound in the throat. وَأَنْتُمْ حِينَئِذٍ تَنْظُرُونَ. And that time now you don't say أَيْنَ الرَّاقِ وَقِيلَ مَنْ رَاقَ hakuna tena. There is no قِيلَ مَنْ رَاقَ. Now أَنْتُمْ حِينَئِذٍ تَنْظُرُونَ. You are looking helpless. Abdullah ibn Abbas says, يَنْتَظِرُونَ مَاذَا تَخْرُجُ الرُّوحُ. They are waiting what time this ruh will out so that we can finish. And where do we get all the stages of death? And Imam al-Qurtubi, rahimahullah, Imam al-Qurtubi says, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says in the hadith sahih, إِنَّ لِمَلَكِ الْمَوْتِ أَعْوَانٍ يَقْطَعُونَ الْأُرُوقَ وَيَجْمَعُونَ الرُّوحَ شَيْئًا فَشَيْئًا أَنْتَ يَنْتَهُ إِلَى الْحُلْقُومِ. Until this is the last and final stage, until the soul reaches here, and Malak al-Maut comes with a special cloth, piece of cloth, and he takes from here and puts it here. Up he goes with it. Allahu Akbar. You can see, dear brothers and sisters, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroyed the Jababirat, all those arrogant people and tyrants. You can see also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describing death. Ala iddati marahil. Different stages, one after another, just like in birth, alaqa, mudgha, and these are also stages, visible and not visible. أقول ما تسمعون أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين بالذنب فاستغفروه إنه غفور رحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهد الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل وسلم على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وجاءت سكرة الموت بالحق ذلك ما كنت منه تحيد. قوة الله واضح جدا عند انسحاب واستخراج الروح من بني آدم. هل جمع أبو جهل الأرض أو الأرض جمعه بعد أن قطع عنقه على أيدي غلامين صغيرين من الأنصار، وانتهى أبو جهل ورمي بالقليب. هل استراح أتاتورك في سرير موته وهم يسحبون روحه؟ هل مات بالسلام كما يقول أكثر من الكفار إذا ماتوا يقولون مات بالسلام؟ هل يرون السلام؟ هل يرون ملك الموت؟ بل جاء النمل الأحمر إلى جسده وكبده متعفن ليأكله، وهو يصرخ من ألم شديد. الرجل الذي كان يكره الإسلام والمسلمين، الرجل الذي قال نحن دولة لا نحكم بالتين والزيتون. هل جمع إمبراطورية إثيوبيا الأرض جمعه، بل إهانه والموت إهانه. لماذا؟ لأنه قال سيمنع الغذاء على المسلمين. لما قتل مجاعا لم يرمى بالقليب كما يرمى أبو جهل، بل يرمى في المرحاض. لا حول ولا قوة. فلذلك كان الجندي يضع رجله على عنقه حتى يدخل في المرحاض. في وفاة الإنسان قال الله سبحانه وتعالى وجاءت سكرة الموت بالحق ذلك ما كنت منه تحيد. وفي هذا المرحلة نرى الميت يفقد وعيه. وفي مرحلة الثاني أشحة عليكم فإذا جاء الخوف رأيتهم ينظرون إليك تدور أعينهم كالذي يخشى عليه من الموت إلى آخر الآية. دوران العيون نرى هذا ولا نرى الروح الذي يخرج من مخيخ. في الدرجة الثالثة قال الله تعالى كلا إذا بلغت التراقي وقيل من راق وظن أن الفراق والتفت الساق بالساق إلى ربك يوم المساق. وفي مرحلة الرابعة والأخير فلولا إذا بلغت الحلقوم وأنتم حينئذ تنظرون ونحن أقرب إليه منكم ولكن لا تبصرون فلولا إن كنتم غير مدينين ترجعونها إن كنتم صادقين. أيضا نجد هذا المراحل نجدها في تفسير الإمام القرطبي لما قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إن لملك الموت عوان يقطعون العروق ويجمعون الروح شيئا فشيئا حتى ينتهوا بها إلى الحلقوم. أقول ما تسمعون واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين من كل ذنب فاستغفروه إنه الغفور الرحيم. التائب من الذنب كما لا ذنب له. ادعوا ربكم ادعوا الله وأنتم موقنون بالإجابة. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله. قال الله تعالى في محكم تنزيل: إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: من صلى عليها صلاة صلى الله عليه بها عشرة. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم، وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. واللهم عن الخلفاء الراشدين المهديين أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي وسائر صحابة رسول الله وأنهم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، اللهم أعز الإسلام والمسلمين، وأذل الشرك والمشركين، وأذل الشرك والمشركين. اللهم هون علينا سكرات الموت، اجعلنا حسن الخاتمة عند الموت يا ربنا. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. عباد الله، إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروا الله العليم الجليل يذكركم واشكروه من نعمه يزدكم ولذكر الله أكبر والله يعلم ما تصنعون.